Hey, it's me again, Randy Wittes, and that's the 67 Chevelle, and we're on to the next project, and that is putting the left side quarter panel on. Yes, I know it is on, but it's not welded on. So we need to, if you watch the other video, the previous video, you watch what I went through on the right side over there. Went through. We're gonna do a few little changes. See you in a minute.
Ready, set, go. No. Whoopsie. Gonna hurt.
All right, before we get started, this right here, I don't know if you can see it anywhere. That's precancerous cells. You put this cream on it, it eats them away, and then your skin heals up and looks like a baby's behind. So anyway, just so you know, wear sunscreen. So we went through this one, you know all that, everything's welded in place. We're good to go. Yeah, let's move over here because that one was frustrating. Now, you know what I did, and I thought would have been a good idea, is I get this first, cut that, cut this, cut this, cut that, and welded it up, and then took the panel off, and then put epoxy up underneath where, I thought I wasn't going to be able to get to once the panel was on, but I can get to it. So this one, we're going to do it differently. Because I fought that one putting it back on again. But that's okay, live and learn, and it actually did make that area up here. I was able to work it and get this little gap in here better, which you can't see because I have tape over it. But here nor there. Moving on. So, we've got to get this to fit. First off, I gotta clean the epoxy off of here and put some weldable primer on it. And because the roof is lifted up, so that's why this is off. This gap is not as good as that side, but anyway, yeah, we're just we got to think about things. What's going to be our next move here? And our next move is close this trunk lid. See where we are. That's another reason, because I do have the jack pushing that over right now. Yeah, that's what I thought. Pushing this over to get this gap. Not so much this gap. We're working on that. Looks like we need to drive this down some more in that crease. Or do we? You know what that is. A dandy little tool. That is, yeah, it is where it is. This is actually, well, you can see it's off by 1/8. One thing at a time.
How is it here? Just thinking, if I were to fill this here,
Would my chrome piece still fit? But anyway, let's work on gaps. So, as you know, I get kind of squirrely and go tree. Yeah.
and okay,
Not that bad height-wise. So is it the quarter panel? Or is it the deck lid? Can we arch this deck lid to fit this quarter panel? Something we want to look at. How's our dip here? This is kind of flat. This kind of, and this is flat. This right here skis up. What's this side feel like? It's, you know, we've completely manipulated this. This does not ski up. This comes in flat to meet the deck lid. So, and I can see it. There's a definite difference. If you look at this light and come along here, the light goes like this. Well, let's look at my angle. If you can see this area, and then it kind of comes in and then goes out. So it's definite little deal right there. Probably shouldn't have used a marker. It'll probably show through my paint job. But anyway, let's wipe that off. All right, well, I wiped that back off. Had to use lacquer thinner. And had to wipe it multiple times because it just kept coming off even though I couldn't see it. So I think that I have it. Okay, it's still, anyway. Keep that in mind. Use a pencil or put tape down first and mark your area. Well, the worst part is right there. Actually, it's a little farther than that. Okay, so we've got our general area marked, and here, so you know what we're looking to do. That is, we're looking to see what we need to do to fix these gaps
That right there is just not pretty. So we're gonna go up underneath, and this one's high. See, this panel's high. So we could drop that down some. Oh boy. Which would be fine. And actually, that high right there. Alright, so let's go inside here. This is good. So this is good. We just need to go that way with it. Let's get some hammers and some clamps. And I don't like this block of wood. These are too rounded. We know they would work, but think what happens is when you think you're on this edge, you're not. You're back from it, and you create a little divot. So we're not using that one. We're going to use this one. See how that's perfectly cracked and creates a little point, and it fits right there. So you're actually hitting right on the edge of this part, which is the strongest part. This isn't. Back here is not. Right there is. So you're able to drive that down a little bit. Doesn't take much. Takes more than what I'm giving it, apparently. Maybe. Here. Used the wrong edge. Okay. I think that's all I'm gonna get. And the reason being is I'm hitting right here. If you can see it, right there. Got this pretty well flat. That's flat. That's about all I'm gonna get. Because that curve just kind of goes in. And then this comes into it. So, I think I've dealt with this before. This is up high here. Check that. I've got a couple dimples sticking out this way, right here. So we can kind of reshape this a little bit. The gap's getting a little bigger. So let's go inside and reclamp. Yay. And see where we are. All right, well, I can only get 2 clamps in. So we look good from here to here. Weld it. Yeah, I'm good from here to here. And then we go whoop, just like we did over there. So, is this gonna make me pull this quarter panel off again? I don't know. Because I was able to get that much better shape. And see, that one wasn't like that, but it's just like everything. You move something, something changes. But you know, the corner's just missing right there. I don't know where it went, and apparently I've tried to beat it out to get it back, and it's still not there. Let me look inside. There's no way I can go from this direction to that. Maybe I can get it clamped just right. Let me work on it. Well, as you can see, we got the old winch out again, and because when I unclamp it, it wants to pull apart. So hopefully this makes it easier.
Okay, learned something a little new. Remember, this panel wasn't going down any farther because it was hitting here. So as I was clamping it, it was pulling this over, pushing it down, blah, blah. So I lifted up on this piece to make it match, which makes that match a little better, which makes that flush, but it doesn't meet that. It doesn't, you know, conform to that, but yeah, that's small stuff. Once we get that welded, then we move on to this, and that'll come together. Oh boy. Okay, so we have one clamp on. We have this pulled over. While this was unclamped, I should have cleaned this up. Yeah, no big deal. All right, so what's that looking like? If we can get a clamp up in here. I want to get it right at the end and see how far I can pull that over using my little piece of metal. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Let's have to fight with it and see, I guess. See, you can't. I'll try to let you see. My big head's probably going to be in the way, but you know, clamp, and I need to get to right there with another clamp, but something is obstructing me right here to get me to clamp to right there. So let's disappointment. It's not working as well because I can't get up as high as I need to. Even if I took this thing off, I would be able to beat that edge straight. All right, gotta let this loose. By the way, it's bending the crap out of this and that over there. You know, just more shit to fix. So, have we gained anything? Nope, not at all. Not in the least bit. The only thing I can think of is how nice that came together all of a sudden. See, I did beat on that when I had it off. So there was one good thing that came off. Came out of taking that off. It's gonna make me do it again. Man. Because I just hate that right there. All right, well, let's just get it over with. Let me break this thing down, take the tail light off, take the jack out, unclamp that, undo this, unscrew that, unclico this. Before I do any of this, because I'm not going to do this and then take it back off again. We're just going to do this and leave it on because we're locked in. We're going to be locked in. Yeah. See you in a minute. I don't have any fasteners in it. Did I weld it? I don't know. There you go. See? Just so you know. And it's all a game. Okay? And I told you on the other one, take this off from here, weld it to your quarter panel, somehow figure out the placement. This is what hangs me up, as well as these hang me up. You can't just, you know, pull the quarter panel off. You gotta lift and pry and pull and this and fits up in here and all right, so now I'm gonna beat on that spot over there, wherever that is. See you in a minute. Okay, so got it off. We're gonna try to straighten that out. Yeah. And cut my finger, taking it off. Don't let blood get on your panels. Good to make them rust really quick. And let me get you straightened out here. And good to go. Need this upside down. Maybe. It's better. All right. I think that's as straight as it's gonna get. Now we get to fight putting it back on.
We'll get this little straight edge right here, and we'll go like that. See? It, yeah, well, droops in a little. And it looks like we got a couple little bumps right there. Maybe we can work on that a little bit. So I'm gonna work on that a little bit. I'm gonna fight getting it back on, and I'm not gonna make you watch.
Okay. So it's back on. Clecos are, you know, screws are back in the door jamb. This is up there somewhere. And that's doing what that side did. So you know what we gotta do? We gotta pull it together. Yeah. So you can watch if that comes together. Maybe. Because, you know, I can't push it. I don't know why it's up. Well, that's part of the problem. That wasn't quite lined up. But I still can't push it over. So we gotta sucker in. Not sucking in like I hoped. But now we gotta clamp it. And hopefully all that work we did pays off up here. I wonder, that's got something to do with it too. That little bitty clamp underneath
pushing up on that panel. Is it? Kinda is. Get a different clamp. I don't know if it clamped or not. Another clamp. See, these have that big foot, and I don't have enough room up in here. It pushes that panel up. It causes a problem. Where are we? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay. Does that look better? Well, sure. Am I gonna mess with it some more? Sure. Because I don't want to put body filler in these little parts. But, you know, it is what it is. Boy, that one just looks crappy compared to the other side. Not too shabby right there. Yeah, we're not. What about this? Not too shabby. Okay. Looks like something is blocking us, and it's pivoting right here and it's causing a little dimple. And I bet it's a big fat-footed clamp. Oh boy. Garbage. Let's try that. Okay. Right back to where we were. Actually. It's pretty good. Everything looks much better. Okay. 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 Let's put a weld on something. That way it won't move. All right, when you get ready to weld, and I've told you this before, make sure that's clean. You see that? That doesn't help you out any. Get you these handy dandy welding pliers that are made to do this. They work great. See how that gunk that came out of there? Put that back on. Always purge before you make your first weld. Because otherwise, you're gonna have a bad first weld. Learn from me. I know. The light on my helmet is dead. So just work. Thank you. I can see daylight up there and I don't like it. Can't do anything about it. Great. Oh boy.
well, there wasn't a hole up there to weld, so I'm hoping it was hot enough to go through it and see if it held. 'Cause I needed it way up here, and I couldn't get, anyway. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, literally 30 minutes later, I'm guessing. But that was a nightmare up in there. Everywhere I was clamping was on a hole, and it wasn't coming closed up here like I wanted it to, and oh man. So lower this down, and it was moving around. You know what I mean? So, and what I meant by moving around, up and down, because it's trying to move the clamp. You see that little dimple from the other clamp? And it was too high. The deck lid was too high, or meaning this was too low. I got that straightened around, I think. Gap seemed like it got bigger. I don't know. Clamping, moving, welding, beating, swearing. So that wire speed, that one, too little, dink, dink, makes a difference. A lot, a whole lot. Okay, where's my little, where'd that go? A little spacer. Who knows? All right, that's welded. Now what? Moving on. See you in a minute. Okay, the moving on part. So let's take a look at it. Looks pretty good. Even this came out good-ish. So that's great. There's something else. You know, this little corner keeps bugging me, and it keeps coming back where it dips before it lifts up. And I noticed something that's really gonna be, you know, aggravating to me, because I noticed, I'm thinking, boy, that's awfully close to right here. Does that hit? Which it doesn't. No, I don't know. It doesn't. When I open it all the way up, it does not. Look how close that is. Look how close that isn't. Are we gonna fix that? I don't know that we can. Has something to do with the curve of that hinge and where it's setting now, which, you know, they're setting in the same spot, I guess. Don't know. I can't do anything about it. It is what it is. This is that close right there. And it's really close right there. So if I were to try to bend that hinge forward, oh my God, would that mess up some stuff. And I don't think I would have adjustment enough in here to be able to slide it back. I would have to, like, I don't even want to think about it. All right, so after welding that, started playing with other stuff. so we could weld some more stuff. And I forgot, I didn't turn the camera on and show you guys. So I put the jack in, jack that quarter panel over, put that light in, put a screw right there, and let's see where we are. Yep, that's kind of what I thought. That's okay. Oh boy. This one's bigger than that one. I have that flush here. That's not flush. That's not flush, but it matches the other side. I was working on this to get this flush. And you can see we have the line that comes down and then goes whoop. So we need to get this gap back and not so much this gap. In my process of thinking about it, I just, for the heck of it, threw these headlight bezel, whatever, back on it. And I was worried about, you know, that molding that come here and there. And anyway, are you seeing that? You seeing that right there? Right there. You see how much over the little chrome piece is? And that's, you know, that's not, that's factory. And look at this one. It's, you know, just ugly. It's, the end of it's not straight. 67 issue. Well, we're still thinking about it, figuring it out right here. So, we're still figuring it out. So, I have made some, only in Florida, mosquitoes in December. Anyway, I hate mosquitoes. So, I have really jacked on this over this way. And, you know, I hope I'm not pushing the whole body, to be honest with you. I don't think so. You know, things you think about in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, tighten those body mounts really good. So, anyway, get my little tool, wherever that may be. You see it? Because I'm not... Mosquito? All right, this is the other tool. This one's a little bit bigger. This one's allowing me a little space for paint and material buildup on the edges. So we are tight there, like we were before. We know all that. And we run not too bad, actually, down through here. I have, like I said, I've really cranked on this. I'm pushing right in this area, and I've got a piece of metal up here in this area, and I've got a piece of metal on it, pushing it out, or over. That's pushing it over. It's not really pushing any of this out at all, to be honest with you. And all that's really doing is stretching that jam inside there. So is that what I really want to do? No, not really. Increase that by a little bit. I'm starting to give up on these. This one's tighter, obviously, but because of this right here, and I may mess with it some more. Actually, if we got the right one, would help. So, shown you this before.
That's all it shows. So, worst case scenario, I come back in and trim the extension out in here. So, you know,
We'll make it work. Little things, you know, you hide. And that mosquito's still buzzing around my head. I'm going to put my jack in here. You see it? Dang it. When you smash them and they fly away. I'll put my jack in here, push out this portion. That way it'll push this, because this isn't even. Mosquito. This isn't even, which is already out. But I would rather bring this over, widening that, to meet that. Anyway, let me do that and I'll show you. When you do one thing, you mess up another. Keep that in mind. Okay, well, no major improvements right there. Because we're not out as far as I want to be. And I'm looking at this angle. This has got me puzzled. Why this is kicking out this way. That's why I want to would rather this move over. But it's not moving over because it's hitting the holes on the inside and it's not allowing it to go over. When I say the holes on the rear body panel are limited. And we're trying to push the quarter past that limit and it's not working yet. So, yeah, more of the same. All right, well, we got the light off. We made one more little squeeze on our little clamp, and oh, it buckled the crap out of that right there. Let me tap that down and see if the light fits. You know what I'm not seeing? Is weldable primer on the back panel here that I have to weld to. Actually, this well, I have to think of the name. I want to say SPI. This epoxy doesn't weld all that bad, to be honest with you. See if this will move over. And
It will not. So that means I have to massage a little bit in here. Massage meaning grind her out, you know. That's pretty right there. Let me grind that. Grind it, Dremel it, whatever. Be right back. Okay. So we've got that over. Doesn't look like much, but you know, it's over. Yeah, that's crooked. Not worried about that so much as, I mean, it's fairly flush here. I can actually shove the outer over some to help straighten that up, make it, you know, huge. This isn't good. This is a little flush. No, it's not. It's not flush. It's that way. But I'd rather have this in versus that in. Does that make any sense? I don't know. This sucks. Let's you know, shut this and see what this looks like now. Tried to elongate the hole a little bit so I could get it over. I hate those. God, they just, you know, you're so close and you're like making it perfect and it just tears it open. Okay, well, that's huge. Let's see. Where's our little feeler gauge? It's here. Big piece of green tape so you can spot it. Okay, that's huge. That's good. That's good. Because we can fix the end of this. We can add to it. So that's good right there. That's not good, which I don't care. Because you know what we're gonna do there, my friend. All right, so this isn't bad right here. You know, I hit that, I knocked it down. What are we gonna do with this? This is off. That needs to come up, which would help line this stuff up. Let's see if we can make that happen. Alignment tool. Hope we don't break that thing. It's not coming up. I don't have those that tight. This one's not tight. Let me show you what the old handy dandy carbide bit can do for you. See that hole? Yeah, it wasn't me. I mean, it happens within milliseconds. Once it starts jumping, you just forget it.
Okay, let's get this lined up. Get back on track. Focus. 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 Yeah, there. Yeah. Nope. Why? Okay, so you know what's happening. I know what's happening, I think, here, because I'm pushing right here, and it's locked in here, so it's sucking this down. So, that's fine. Whatever. I don't care. Is that lined up? No, not at all. And, you know, I can't... hit it this way, it goes this way. I hit it that way, it goes this way. That's just a monstrous gap right there. A bit too much. A little bit too much. Trying to understand what I've done, what I'm doing. The elongated holes, so that allows me to move things over. So our gap here is good, right here. Now I put some holes on the back side, so once I got things in place, I could just go in from the back, tack weld it, not tack weld it, spot weld it, and hold it. Because all that's holding it is really this and the clamp. The extension's holding the two panels together and holding things kind of in place. Not really, you know. Not terrible. This isn't good. Finding those happy mediums. See if I let go of it. If I let go, let go, what's gonna happen? One way to find out. You watch while I let go. Okay, all right, okay. Okay. Actually, this is nice and flush. That's not. That's not. That sticks out as much as that side. Get the adjuster out. See, we can't just go in there and shove that over because it shoves the drunk deck lid over. Because I don't have a latch in it. Okay, that works. That's not flush. Not flush. Yeah. That's back to what, you know, we expected. Just looking at the jam in relationship to this. I remember back when I was a kid, I would just bolt those on and go, well, that's as good as I get. But, you know, at least we had factory quarter panels at the time. This one never fit. It always stuck out at the bottom. So, anyway. Okay. Fiddle schmick around a little more and I'll get right back with you. Okay, I moved my clamp up to here again. So I'm sticking out a little bit here. I'll take this off. Sticking out a little here, closer here, sticking out here. Trying to keep this line as close as possible, and it's not right now.
And if I go up any farther, I'm way up here. As you can see, that is not good. And this, I don't know if you can see or not, there. Well, it doesn't meet. And then on top of that, this line comes in at a decent curve, and then when it hits this, it just kind of shoots down. Seems like. So let's beat on it with the big old rubber adjuster. And I don't know. Trying to get it to a point of where I can weld it. And that's not the point. Son of a bitch. Quiet. Don't move. It may move. It moved. You must did something. Okay, we're gonna yeah. Be right back. Well, we're gonna work off this gap here. Okay. We're gonna have to cut this, grind this, because you know we've always said that hey, this thing is like this for some reason. We'll work on that, but we got it here, and we still have it over here.
is that kept moving. That's straight and is actually going to be as big or look as big as this right here. So we'll have to make that one do the same. Our line here seems good. Okay. Yeah, you know, put a little straight edge on it. Does it drop? Yeah, we'll fix it. This isn't good, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a weld here, holds this in place. You know, this isn't good, but you know, nothing we can't work with, I guess. But I'm going to put a weld here. We're locking it in. Okay. And well, we'll just go from there. We'll just put a weld on it, just one. Okay, well, there's a weld right in this area, which is where a bolt for this is, or nut, or stud, or whatever you want to call it. Not bad. And it's sticking up a little. Flat here. So this needs to be massaged. This is sticking down. So let me beat on that. That corner's split, so it's gonna have to get welded, but you know, we gotta do some work in here. Okay. I released it. Nothing moved drastically. What I'm gonna try to do is get this to line up. Putting that jack on there. Put the jack on here, push bottom of the quarter panel out, which gotta loosen this bolt down there. That's already loose. Okay, I'm gonna work the jack, and you watch what happens here. If you can see what happens, but you don't have 3D. See? Yeah, that works. Push that out where it needs to be, which I should have done over there. I had it in place, but I didn't go through this process. That's why you do the passenger side first, so you screw everything up, and then do the driver's side. So then things turn out better, supposedly. Okay, we're gonna put another weld on. So, see you in a minute. Okay, we got a weld down. You can't see that. Down there by that bottom bolt and above it. So down there and up here, I'm gonna release the jack. No, release. It falls down into the abyss. And then we go like so. Anyway, so we got that. This is above this.
by a smidge, but we're working on it, you see.
And we're doing that by this. A spoon, my hammer. We've got that out. Trying to kind of work this up. And I notice this light down here kind of flanges out. More pressure here on the corner. At the crease. Did it work? Yeah, kinda. Kinda. Kind of distorts that edge a little bit. Not really a fan of that, but flatter. And at the same time, I'd like to see if I can get this to come up. And actually, I should have done this first. That would have pulled this in somewhat.
Light's dead. Why it wouldn't be.
Well, I broke the stud off the light. Good thing I have more, but it's a pain in the ass to drill those. Hey, we got that a little better. That not so much. Can't see. Get a dolly, moron. It's ugly. Let's see, that's close, close, close. We gotta drive this down, but first I need to put a weld in here. Okay. See where we are. Let's see how much we moved it and messed it up. No jack on it. Set this side first. Okay. Now where are we? We got that. Not that. And that's where we are here. Okay, so just what we thought. That's pretty good, pretty good. When I say pretty good, this is higher than, you know, whatever. Nothing we can't work with. We can't massage a little bit. Rather put body filler on this for some reason. Let's work on that. See you in a minute. Might be able to go in, pull the light out to be able to drill out my spot welds here. That would allow me to kind of manipulate that some. And get that closer so I don't have to do a bunch of cutting. I'll have to cut this just to relieve it, I'm sure. But anyway, we're getting close. We are getting close. This goes down and whoop. But that's okay. It's all right. I'm getting there. That still swoops out. Trying to think if I could new little tool. If I could see, I know if I drive this down, that's going to affect the seal. So we'll have to check the seal after we do this. But not today. Just out of curiosity. So let's what I'm thinking right now is to drive it back and down. Whoopsie. Yeah, we went too far. That worked, because that rolled it big time. Big time. Now I gotta feed it back up. Okay, put it back over here. You're on the right track. Okay. So that's not a whoop anymore. This is high here. But, you know, we know what to do. But you see, nowhere near like that was. Okay. We've known some of that over here. Said live and learn. Something new every day. Otherwise, I'd have been cutting that and lowering it and all that funky stuff. But, you know, we still have to make the gap fit. So let's see where our gap is. It's a little big. A little big. We shall see. See you in a minute. I wanted to get this area where I wanted it, and that meant cutting out the old welds. Yeah. Getting this up to here, and it's about as good as it gets because I can't. Well, here, let me just mount the thing. Okay. Get baby sluggo. And yeah, everything's different when you just hold it there. Everything looks good. Now you mount it, put some screws in it, and everything hasn't changed. Our line's good. This is good. That's good. Yet, still not meeting there and there, which I, you know, figured it wouldn't. Closer here. That's a little high. That's high. So, was it worth it? No. Because I didn't get what I wanted to get. This curve, as you can see, it's just the very end. It's not meeting. And if you look at this curve, it's like straight up.
it doesn't round into this. So, in saying that, you know, let's say we split the difference between the two. You know, we still got that point that is what it is. Looks like some fiberglass fillers going there or something, or we build it up with weld, one or the other, because that is a problem area. Once the split right there. So we may just weld that up, and then you like that? It's looking real good. Weld that up and make a point. You can do that here too, actually. Gotta move on to fix this, which is going to take, I don't know. It's gonna take cutting that and this to straighten this corner up. We've got to remove some metal. And I've got to come back and put a new stud in here that I broke. Good thing I bought a lot of them. Let's see, a little feeler gauge. It's a little tight. It's not really. That's fine, that's good. If this is tighter, then this is tighter. We can make this work. I don't know what I always do that. I put you down here at the bottom of the screen and you can't see what I'm doing. All right, so yeah, this is gonna have to get cut. Boy, I don't want to cut anymore. I don't want to cut any more stuff. But I've been messing around with this so much and fine tuning. I mean, that's all the way out to here. Nope, farther than that. Here. There. We'll have to cut and then cut and push in. But before I do that, I just need to finish welding that in there, up through there, and that down there. And then this will be rock solid because I don't even have it welded here. I don't want it moving. All right, so that's the plan. I'm gonna go back up through here. Well, just like on the last video, 119, we have to set the glass in. We have to set our gaps. They're not gonna be perfect in here because there ain't nothing perfect in here. So I've got that, checked it with my feeler gauge. I've got same distance here as up here, a little wider here because, you know, that's what it does. And you want to go ahead and check
with your molding, you can do like so. This is the old molding. A little leery about it. Anyway, that seems to fit okay. Let's do the new old molding. See how that fits. It seemed to fit better. Not really liking that right there. I don't know if I can do anything about it. See if we can get a screwdriver. Screwdriver back behind there. And we cannot. So I'm going to, well, it's right there where that cleco is. So let's move things around. What I'm gonna do is right where that cleco was, apparently little transition right there, and it's a little hoopty in it. So I'm gonna do maybe this. Nope. Not wanting to do what I'm wanting it to do. Strong little thing. Okay. Let's check the, well, we'll probably just check the molding. Maybe. All right, well, you know what I have to do. Break this loose. Okay, check this again. What I'm having to do is tack it in stages, work my way up like I did the other side. See, the molding doesn't want to fit now because this is too close. Figure. Something. I don't think, no. Okay, so. It's good. It's better, but not great. Okay, now I gotta check the window, glass, window, whatever. Yeah, that's enough room. Yeah. Okay. Take all this back out and clamp and weld this up, and hopefully it doesn't move and, you know, mess everything up, because I think that side did, because I thought I had this gap up on the top better or bigger. Yeah, this kind of goes in, gets tighter up here and tighter up here, but hey, is what it is. Glass fits anyway. Okay, I'm gonna weld that up and we'll move on to the next spot. See you in a minute. All right, that's welded, and the thingy in there's welded, and now we're moving to here. No, not here, inside. I've been procrastinating, but things are moving along a lot quicker because, you know, we've been through this problem before, so we know what to do. Like, you know, getting the slide hammer to line that thing up and bring it close. Although the welding didn't go very well for some reason. But we've got to put our screws in here to draw that support in to this panel. Yeah! All right. So those are lined up. Weld that, I guess. And sure, see you in a minute. Okay, this is my better side. I've drawn this in, and it's drawn this in. So I'm thinking I need to loosen all this back up, let this come back out, put a little weld here, or here, and then draw this back in, and hopefully that will stay out.
Okay. All we need. Close enough. And the quarter panels still in place-ish.
Yeah, still in place. All right, good deal. Okay, I'm gonna get all that welded up, which you've seen that before. Gonna weld this up. See you in a minute. Alrighty, well, we did some welding, as you know, and I'm looking for a flashlight, and I can't find it, so, okay, let's get it then. So, we welded down in there. You know what that looks like from over there in video 119. I couldn't show you while I was welding it because there's just not enough room. We've got all of this welded. Okay, this welded. This. As you can see in here, you can see the heat marks. Now we got to do the wheel well in the bottom of that. So, we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we're all welded there, all that under there, inside there, up around there, down there, not here, but right there. And I'm gonna wait. So I gotta see what I gotta cut and maybe cut, and I want to be able to manipulate that around a little bit. So I'm gonna leave it. But other than that, the left quarter panel is welded on, and we're gonna end this video right here. So see you on the next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.